Welcome to the channel, The Pop Enthusiast. I am Paul, and this is the second episode of the Collector Convo series, where we talk to collectors all over the world and they showcase their collections. And today I'm very excited. We have a local collector around where I am here in the Maryland, Virginia area. Uh,
Yes.
Evan Prout, a friend of mine. We've traded pops before. We talk pops frequently. And Evan is also the host of Under the Mat Radio, where he talks
Yes.
about, well, I'll let him tell you about that. So definitely want to talk about that. But he talks about wrestling and all sorts of different topics, sports, has a lot of nice guest stars on there that he talks to. So welcome, Evan. Thank you for being on the show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here, Paul. I'm happy to be, I guess to say, virtually in the kingdom of the king of pops, as I call you, Paul.
Yeah, you can see the look behind me, kind of the out of box look.
Yes.
These are, it just kind of keeps going down the lines here. But
Yeah, I guess if you look at it, Paul, we are satisfying both views. You got the outer box, the OBs in the back, and I have all mine back here. We'll do the tour later of this is room one, by the way, of all
okay,
my most of my pops being inbox. So
yes,
those watching on YouTube or other platforms, we were satisfying you. You know how much their war is, the OBs in the inbox. So
yeah.
we're covering all bases.
So we'll definitely settle that battle a little bit later. That's for sure. We'll we'll let the viewers decide, what they like. But no, obviously, in the box, out of the box. A lot of people have different preferences, and I think, and I know we've talked about this recently. We both kind of have a combination. It seems.
Yes.
Although I think I'm more out of box, obviously, and you're more in
Yes, you
box,
are.
but we do have a mix. We do have a mix.
You do.
So Evan, I do want to say I love the sachet there, the in your pocket, the matching.
Oh, thank you.
That's a nice touch.
Thank you.
Very cool.
This is doing a tribute to my late great mom. My favorite color was purple, so I tend to switch it up a little bit. So I always want to try to honor my mom. I had the best mom in the world. Try to honor her, and whatever I do, the best I can.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So if I can start off, if you don't mind, just to ask, one of the things that is really interesting about pop collecting is just the connections people make, and when you listen to pop collectors talk about their collections and why they got into it, and there's the phrase Funko family or Funko community, or there's this connection that's built between collectors, and like we met through collecting, and you've met a lot of people through collecting. So if you don't mind me asking, how did you get into collecting, and then how how have you experienced that Funko community after you started?
I guess for collecting in general as a kid, as yourself growing up, I think we were around the same age, being a kid and being a little kid in the late '80s and then going through the '90s, we all had action figures. So the GI Joes and He Mans and wrestling and
Yeah.
if our sisters had Barbie dolls, we would use them as like figures and break their arms and stuff. So I
Yeah.
always had a love of collecting. I collected figures too. The first thought of collecting and what I could do, I could see a picture of this as an add on was if you remember in about the mid '90s, GI Joe. Of course, we know the GI Joe had the little small
Mhm.
figures, like
Yes.
the Hasbro figures, what have you, or the Kenner. GI Joe had a line of 10-inch figures. They were like tall. I remember at like KB Toy Store, KB Toys, and Toys R Us, and those were really the only toy stores here in Baltimore. And really wasn't no online, wasn't no Amazon back then. I had a collection of those,
Mm.
and I had Cobra Commander. He had the hooded one. You could take his mask off. He was just some random white dude with a white shortcut. I'm like, wait, was that? You know how Cobra
It was a
Commander look?
10 inch. It was a
But I
10
remember that
inch.
Cobra Commander with the hood. He takes his mask off. He was just a white dude that had like black hair.
Mhm.
So that was my first thought of collecting because I had him and uh, I don't think it was a Destro, but I had the Baroness and I had Roadblock. So I started finding myself wanting to get each one. And then, of course, it goes down the line of wrestling figures, of course, wrestling. And there's a picture of me, anybody that's friends with me on Facebook. I just posted of me holding, I had to be maybe 6 or 7, 8, Junkyard Dog, and it was the older LJN figure. but it was stiff. It was no movable parts. All them points of articulation. It was just one pose. That was it.
That was
So,
before articulation existed
yes,
in
it was
figures.
just the straight mold of this or the arm or whatever it was, and that was it. You just had to imagine, them giving kicks or suplexes. So collection, I guess, was always in my blood.
How long ago did you start Funko collecting? Was it early on or after it already came out in 2011, I think?
It was. Now I remember the first time I noticed a Funko figure was the old school Funko Force when they're like the big old ugly bubble. It was like the bubble wrap, and I saw that at a comic book convention here. Gosh, I think maybe 2011 or 2010. I was like, this thing is ugly. It was Batman. And it had to be maybe $20, $15. And who would have thought or thunk just how much it is now? Just think if I would have got it then, how much is worth now? Probably, definitely a couple of stacks, a couple $1,000s.
Right.
But I started collecting Funko. I had some kind of subscription box. I had a subscription box here in the basement. Never opened it for like a year or two. But I went to a Comic-Con here. I went to Otakon, which is one of the biggest anime conventions that was here in Baltimore and is now located in DC. And I saw figures. I always wanted to collect something. I felt that itch in me. It was like, I want to collect. I already collected comic books and wrestling figures and different things. And I had friends that collected like stamps, and my mom was into like coins, and one of my old coworkers, shout out to Miss V, collected coins, and I had that itch that wanted to collect. So I started collecting 5 years ago.
Okay. Cool. So you got into Funko about, it was a good time, I think, to get into Funko, right? So you probably, so what was your first pop that you actually bought?
My first Funko Pop was Brock Lesnar, the Walmart exclusive.
Yes.
I distinctly remember walking by and I was buying up anime. I have a nice anime collection, and the vendor we were talking. I saw Brock. He's like, "Man, this is good. You better get it now because they're hard to find." And I really did. I would see Funko Pops here and there, but I didn't know anything about the game, about store exclusives, online exclusive. We talk about that later. The language, OOB, and portrait. I knew nothing about the whole game of Funko. I just knew, hey, I love wrestling. I cover wrestling professionally. There's Brock, and it's a Funko Pop. And the guy was like, "Oh, this is hard to find." I'm like, "Okay." I paid $25 for it. And he was my first pop, and I kept him in box for about 3 years.
Did you even think about taking them out? Like, was it even something that, because I guess it depends on, you collect action figures and figures, and
right.
You keep those in the box?
It depends. The valuable action figures I keep in a box. Other ones I keep out, they're out of box, and I have like a little stand for them where I create like a, any figures you have, you set up like year or era. That's what I tend to do. Okay. But for some reason, I never thought about it. I got Brock, and I just kept them in the corner for a couple of figures. I never took them out, never thought about taking them out. Because like I said, it was my first pop. I knew nothing about the Funko community, nothing about the websites. I knew nothing about the pop pages, the pop community, nothing about the apps. Back then, Funko had a website. I don't even think Stashpedia, which is not a Funko app, was even around. So I just kept Brock a box. Never thought about taking them out till years later.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I guess it was a foreshadowing, because normally I get a figure, I take them out of the box. And what I used to do as a kid is I used to have 2 backpacks, and I used to keep the cardboard, the backs of the boxes. And I used to collect all of them.
Oh, okay.
So one day I had a flood, and a lot of them got messed up. So like G.I. Joe and Ronin Warriors and Ninja Turtles and going way back of Mice from Mars and the Toxic Crusader and the Toxic Avenger, all them toys. Yeah. I kept the backs of the boxes, and I just like keeping them because that was a way for me to look at, okay, these are the figures I need to get.
Yeah.
Also, back in the day, remember proof of purchase. So if you collect this certain ones, you had to cut the little white corn, whatever the color was, and send it in the mail to try to get a mail in, or only, what you call a mail order. So, but I never thought, to get back to your question, I never thought to take Brock out, which was weird. I just kept him in box. Okay, I had Brock.
Now you hit on a touchy subject with me when you mentioned the backs of those figure boxes, and my parents know this. So, you know, back for some reason when I was a kid and I was collecting all that stuff, like I had Ninja Turtles, Toxic Crusaders, like you said, GI Joes, Transformers, all that stuff. Like for some reason I wanted to keep the backs. Like I wanted to keep those boxes,
Right.
not for value. Like I wasn't even thinking about any of that. It was a checklist. It was like, what do I have? What do I need? You know,
Exactly.
saving it. And they threw them all out, Evan. They threw them out.
Oh no.
And so now, you know, if I had those now with the figures that are still, they still have them stored somewhere, like that they would be so much more valuable,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, with those backs or just the box, you know, the boxes. So that's a touchy subject, but we'll move on. We'll move on from that.
Sure.
But yeah, so you didn't think about taking Brock out, and
No.
then had you seen anybody take a Pop out of the box at that point?
No. Like I said, I had Brock. He was in the basement, and I didn't. I would just see him in the stores. Like I said, I knew nothing about the pop community. None of my friends at the time collected pops. I would see him in stores, but I didn't know. And and go to maybe a year later, that subscription box I told you I had about 3 or 4 of them. And I opened one of them, and then my second pop was in it. And then I got, so I was like, okay, cool. Then it dawned on me, was like, okay, they make more of these. I looked in the back of the box. I'm like, okay, it's this one and that one. It's like 5 of these guys. So let me get them. And then that's when I started. And I never thought, and once again, I didn't know anything about online. I didn't know anything about store exclusives. So the only time within a 2-year span, I had Brock 5 years ago, and then I had my second pop. Them 2 year span, I didn't know anything about pop hunting online or at the store. So the only time I would see a pop is at the Comic Cons, at the anime conventions. I would look for them. Some of them will have a slight selection, some will have a lot.
Yeah.
And then some of them I will only see will be what we call grails, like $200-$300, $5. I'm like, hell no, I ain't buying that. I was like, why did he cost so much? I didn't get it. And then after the second year, that's when, like, about 2017 is when I guess you would say the light bulb hit. I was like, oh, now I get it. Now it's it's online exclusives, it's a community, it's websites now, it's store exclusives, which I'll get into later about. We all know about certain stores that are like almost impossible to get any exclusive, nonetheless a chase.
Right. Right.
And then there's stores that are amazing at having inventory of pops.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a game. You know, it's definitely takes some strategy and skill. And so you were just kind of cracking into the game. What was your second pop that you said a mystery box? What was in that box?
Well, my second pop I have right here. I will show.
Okay.
And this actually spiked is still in good condition as this.
Oh, nice.
Is the actually hooded Cobra Commander Bates exclusive. And like I said, I got him. He's as we will call, some people say minty fresh or mint. He has to be, let me appease the Funko people, because you know how we are. You have the front, the window, the stickers legit.
Mm-hmm.
And then, to show you the sides and show you the back. This is when I started the back here. I was like, wait a minute, they got more of these, the helmet Cobra Commander and roadblock and all of them, and then the underneath here, which is legit. Yeah. So I just want to appease, because you know how we do online, to show all the sides of the box.
Right.
Because I'm sure somebody will be like, wait, is it real? Like, yes, it's real.
It's real.
So it's not a fake. But yeah, I looked at this, was like, wait, Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, and a guy shout out to the black people, Roadblock. And but I also will tell you too, one of my hardest Funko Pops to get was the helmet, Cobra Commander, number 44.
Because I would think that that one that you have right there, that's essentially the most valuable GI Joe pop that I know that exists. Right. And you got that.
Ironically, I got this guy 2015 in a box. I apologize to the company. I do not remember the subscription box. I got blessed, or if you call it being blessed or lucky or happenstance, so it was by fate. Whatever your beliefs is, I got him. And note, when I got him in a box, he was probably, the 2015 just came out, so he probably was like $15-$20 at value. And shout out to a good buddy of mine, Dennis from Canada. We call him Mafia, one of my pop buddies, and pop family members. He's the one that just recently told me a few weeks ago that he actually spiked. So now he's 125-ish, 130-ish.
I think he's 200 now, Evan. I
Oh
think
wow.
he's 200. I saw somebody. I could be wrong, but I think I saw somebody's top 10. Every Tuesday, and in a lot of the Facebookers, people post the top 10 Tuesdays and stuff. And I saw him in their top 10. I was like, wait a minute, when did he go up to? I could have sworn I saw $200.
Could have been.
So
You already know how the value is, man. And it's the other boy, the Funko Wrap or PBG. What's better? We can talk about that later if you want.
yeah,
But you know how it is. One day is this, and the next day is that. It spikes or a dip. So that's one of the great things about Pop. So yes, this is my second Funko Pop ever. He is not for sale for trade. Just want to tell you at all.
no. Why don't you take him out of the box on camera for it? No, I'm kidding. You don't have to do that.
No, you're not getting. You got me for a second. You almost got me.
Yeah,
I was like, no, I'm not taking him out. I'm not taking him out.
that's okay.
I do have another Cobra Commander figure, which I'll show later in the tour. That's in like a pop. We call them pop stacks, but we had them small figures, just similar. It's just real small.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's interesting the all the different Funko lines. So when you got into it, some of those lines I think had already been out, and some of them were defunct. Like you mentioned the bubble. What are they called? The
Funko Force, I believe
Funko
is the
Force.
name. Funko Force.
Yeah, like those, and they came. The Funko the blocks. I don't know.
Right.
Do you have any other Funko lines beside Pops or?
Oh yes, I have. I believe I said inventory 164 other Funko products that are not Pop. So
Okay.
I do collect Dorbs, Dorbs rides. I love Hakari. Shout out to Hakaris,
Mm-hmm.
which most people may not know. They are individually painted, hand painted. So
Yeah.
you can have a CU of a Godzilla Hakari, and one could look similar to the other. But Hakari's, Dorbs rides, a couple Funko figures. Rather be Savage World or just the Funko figures themselves.
Do you
I
do?
think that's really the main ones. I don't have any of the bobbleheads or like the plastics. I don't have any of those.
Okay.
But I do collect other Funko products, which they have some good stuff.
Do you do any of the Pez?
No, I do have 3 pezzes that were gifts from a couple of friends from the community, but
Mm-hmm.
I never could get into the pez as much. Yeah,
See, that's
not to really promote here, but I love documentaries, and I know people may look at us and think we're crazy with collecting Funko Pops and what we do, but there's a great documentary out there on Pez collectors. It just was like nothing against it, I just never could get into it. I never wanted a Pez. I have 3 as a gift to some close friends in the Pop game, which I'm appreciative, but I don't think I would ever want like a Pop Pez.
You not really in your thing. That it's interesting, those subscription boxes, and it's kind of ingenious where they have a little bit of these different lines, so then if you get hooked on something else, then it's like, oh, now I need to get these, especially if you're a completionist. Like I can't remember what my first Pez was, but I do know I had to get all the Thundercats Pez. I had to get the He-Man Pez, like just those kind of 80s nostalgia type stuff. But I think the newest mystery box that just came out that I wanted to ask you if you got it or not. The Fantastic Four Venomized set that just came out for Black Friday at GameStop. I don't know if you picked any of those up, but they have Pez in there, of course. So they
I did see that. They look cool. I never got too much into, and I had this conversation not long ago with some friends, and I was just thinking like, man, what's the next type of Pop? They got to come up with another type. You have your regular, you have Flocked, which is basically like the furry or the more furry one, the scented, which you don't see as much. You have the glow in the dark and the metallics and the chromes and all of this, the light ups. And I know I'm probably missing a few other types. The next thing you know, they come up with the Venomized, and it's all over.
Yeah.
And I think the Venomized line is nice. I'm iffy with that. It's a love hate relationship with me. It's a few that I like. After the Venomized, you had the zombie line, so it was like,
and now you have the Luchador line. Did you see that?
Right, I did see some of the Luchador. I was like, who is this? So you have the Luchador line, which I'm trying not to yield to temptation because I cover pro wrestling. and
Oh yeah,
my
that
line of
crosses
work.
that touches a couple buttons for you then.
Right. So it's like, do I really want to get? So I haven't yielded yet. I have not yielded yet. So we'll see.
You have to get El Arachno or whatever they're calling Spider-Man, the Luchador Spider-Man. You got to get that one. But yeah, it's interesting. For me, the comic books, like if it didn't happen in the comic book, I struggle to buy the pop. If the character wasn't actually venomized or wore a symbiote suit in the comic book, then I'm like, unless it looks really cool, or if it's something like the Luchador stuff like that, none of that happened that I'm aware of in the comic books.
Well, it hasn't happened yet.
Not yet. Yeah.
It will.
Right now it will. Yeah. Now there'll be a Funko Pop comic book of the Luchadors as their pop selves. Yeah. Well, that's cool. So if I can ask you started with one pop back in 2017, 2015. So we actually got into it around the same time, 2015-ish. So one pop in 2015, and so now fast forward 5 years. What are you at now?
My current count is 1,436 currently.
Wow.
And within that, I have 176 chases. No, I'm sorry, 177. Because I have to add one to that. I just got the 77th one today. So 177 chases, 1,436 pops.
So I thought about. I didn't even ask you your permission, but I thought about calling you Evan the Chase Prout because I know you told me about those chases, and I'm looking forward to seeing them. Do you have them all together? Are they all together, or are they split by their genre with the other pops?
Well, I'm in the tour in the second room, which shout out to my buddy Kelly Chick, one of my close friends in the pop game, a personal friend. She deemed that from the chase room. So in the chase room, they are together in shelves. My godfather made, and matter of fact, the shelves back here and the shelves in my chase room are custom made. So my godfather custom made them. We went over the dimensions and all of that, and he made them. So all of my chases are together. The only chases that are not in the chase room, I have a few down here that are just together, far as DC Marvel type thing.
Oh, okay.
And when we go over the chases more, I'll tell you, it's weird because in my chase section is the one section that is a total 180 as far as how I organize them to all my other collections.
In what way? What do you mean?
My chase collection is ordered by what you see up front is the ones I like and my favorite, and my least favorite ones in the back.
Okay.
So there'll be some you'll never see. Not that I don't like them. So it goes from like good, very good, into great. So my shelves upstairs actually hold, when they're full, 51 pops in total. So when you see my shelves upstairs and you just see it's 51 in total. So if you do going across like this, then that's 10 across. And
Okay.
then if you put them the other way across, it's kind of hard to explain, but you'll see it.
Yeah.
It's 30 up front, standing up in front of you, and then on top is 7 across. So it's 30, 21.
Cool.
So, but it's more so of whatever you see is my favorite pops on each shelf, and then as it progressed back is my favorites, my second favorites, my third favorites.
So the front of the lines is kind of like your showcase.
Yes, my showcase.
You want people to see these, and you could rotate them. Do you rotate them at all?
I do.
Okay.
I have to rotate them again. So there are times I have to rotate here and there depending on what comes up. There's only one chase that I don't use the word hate often, but there's one chase I highly despise, and that's the Tiffany chase. So she legit was in the back in the corner, and I never took her out.
I'm sorry. This is not a true story, but it could be. So I have the Tiffany pop behind me here, the horror shelf. I think she's over here somewhere. And if she were to fall off and like her face hit another pop that had red paint and some of the red paint splashed on her, she would turn into the Tiffany chase, right? Just if you had just a couple of dots.
Yes, I did. And I had friends, and I'm sure those of you watching probably would just, it's a trigger to me. They'll show me a picture of the Tiffany chase. I despise it. It's lazy as hell. And you look at the chases with blood. I mean, you got the Beverly Marsh chase. I mean, you got the metallic Pulp Fictions with blood. It's been so many horror pops that's been done. Even the old school Chucky with blood, and it's not even as much blood on him, but for some reason that chase had the most least amount of blood. You
Yeah.
don't even realize there's blood on it. So that's the chase that I totally despised.
So now does your hate for these, does it spread to all bloody pops or
No, I love
just
bloody pops
Tiffany? Just
when
a,
it's done right. Yeah,
oh,
the Beverly Marsh chase is one of my favorites.
oh,
There's so
okay.
much blood and even Carrie, the blood on that. And I can think of some other pops, not a fan that has blood on it.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But come on, Tiffany. So what I did, and this is one of the one things I rarely ever do, is I can't remember her name. Such a sweetheart, her and um her family. And shout out to the Mid Atlantic Collector Corps, MECC. Love you guys. Definitely has helped me through my collecting, and even through we collect and get through other personal struggles or what have you.
Yeah.
Sweet lady. She was in search of the Tiffany Chase, so I was going to give it to her for free, but she insisted to pay me for it. So my Tiffany Chase is now her love
Oh,
because she
okay.
loved the movie. She was looking all over for it, and I gladly gave it to
Yes. Yeah, it's out of there now. Well,
Yes,
that's
it's gone.
it
It's
found
gone.
a home that it found a home that would appreciate it. And in the first episode of this series, we talked to Jen and Jordan, right?
Good guys.
And I know you watched some of that, and I know Jen had brought up a similarly lazy pop, the Leatherface chase.
I
Do
was
you have
gonna mention that. That's number 2 on my list.
that's number two? Okay.
Yes,
Okay, because it's very similar, just a couple dots of blood and that's it.
it's Leatherface. It is no excuse. Tiffany, okay. Nobody really cared about the movie. The movie never happened. After Child's Play 3, the Child's Play franchise died until he came up with the Netflix ones. What was it, Curse of Chucky or Call of Chucky? And then you got the reboot slash remake slash sequel with Mark Hamill was doing the voice. So
Mhm.
you got two OGs, the Brad Dourif and the Mark Hamill. No one no one cared about the Seed and Bride. So it makes sense. Okay, it's a pop, Tiffany. And shout out to the actor. I forgot her name. Great work, but
Yeah.
it's Leatherface. We're talking about Leatherface, one of the horror movie icons. There is no excuse why you make a horror movie icon with that little bit of blood. I literally held it in my hand, and I wear glasses. So I was trying to look and like, where is the blood
Yeah.
on this thing? And I saw it, I was like, oh, here we go again. Like,
Did it glow? Did it glow or no?
no. But which is funny because with the horror with the OG horror movie chases, that's one of the few that didn't.
Yeah, yeah, right. Because
Michael Glue, I'm Glue. I'm sorry, Michael Diglow.
yeah,
Michael Myers, which was the old goat to me. Jason Voorhees glue. I keep saying glue, but Michael Voorhees, he had a glow. Yeah, Michael Myers was a glow in the dark. Jason was a glow in the dark. I'm saying is, but most people don't know that Jason Chase, and I learned this from use this term funny, random pop collector. We was talking random. It was two glows for the Jason. You had the green glow, and you
oh,
had the
that's
blue
right.
glow,
Yeah, yeah.
and one of them were rare. So ironically, I had two Jason Chases, and I did a trade with him. That one that I gave him was the rare one.
Oh,
I don't remember which one. And of course, who else was glow? It was the third one. Wasn't the third one that there was a glow chase?
yeah. From some of those, the OG horror ones, I know there was, Freddy Krueger, I think was blood splatter, or was he glow?
Freddy was blood. Yeah, that's what it was. Freddy and Leatherface was blood.
Okay. Yeah.
Michael and Jason was glow.
Yeah.
And I guess watching this, y'all can put in the comments of who. I feel like we're missing someone.
What about the Gremlins? Wasn't there a Gremlin old school chase?
Yes, I had that one. That one is no longer in my collection. You ever have a pop and you just look at it one day like you just don't like it anymore? You're just like, why are you here? I don't. So
Yeah.
the Gremlin one was on the showcase because that was like up to like 280 or 290 at one point,
Yeah.
and then it kept spiking and dropping. I don't know if it ever eclipsed 300.
Yeah.
And I got a close friend of mine, Kareem. Shout out to you, brother. He was like, man, we gonna give me that Gremlin Chase? You gonna get it? I'm like, you're not getting it. You're not getting it. And just one day I was like, I don't know if I don't know if I like you anymore. I was looking and looking. I didn't hate it. Just it was that, and then the collector had a pop that I wanted more. So I really thought and said, I rarely ever get rid of my chases.
Right.
But of all the chases I have, and the Tiffany chase was gone, and of course didn't have the value that the Gremlin had.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and traded it. Don't hate it at all, but it just lost its luster, I guess you would say.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes, you get a new pop and like that's your, you feel a certain kind of way about it. And then over time, something else happens. And like, so do you keep, I'll ask you one more question and then if we can do a walkthrough and kind of look and see what you got, we can talk through, your
Sure.
collection and how you organize things. And it's really an amazing setup that you have. And those custom shells are awesome.
Yeah, it comes a lot from you being the king.
Well, I don't. My crown must be missing. I didn't know. I wasn't aware of that. But I appreciate that.
No
Uh,
problem.
the uh, for the old school pops. How they used to look when they first came out. So about when you started collecting, and both of us started collecting, we can probably still get a lot of those older school pops. Like usually about the first 100 of a genre, like the first 100 animation or movie or TV,
Exactly.
like they had a certain look to them that's a lot less detailed than they do now. Do you hang on to those, or did you get rid of any of those? Or if they come out with a new version of a character, I'm going to give you a really bad example because I don't, if you have this pop, and I do as well, I would not get rid of it. But She-Ra, the old school She-Ra kind of looks like an old school pop, but now they're coming out with a lot more
Right.
detailed She-Ra, looks a lot better. But would you get rid of that old pop since it's so expensive and get more pops that look better essentially, or would you?
Nah, I'm with you. I would if I had. I'm sitting here thinking now
Mhm.
because we don't really have that many pops to go through. Thinking of what pops I have of the older mode to the new ones, I wouldn't get rid of it because it shows the progression of any company and me having it being an art major, having a degree in art as an artist as well. You can see how technology. I remember being in college and when I was in college and started off in college in '02. It was art and stuff was still I draw and I
Mhm.
paint. So it was hand you would hand draw things and paint. And I remember watching the industry grow the computers, and then it was like I had to take a computer class in my curriculum. I'm like, really, a computer? And then I saw the growth, and I say that to say same thing with pops. With technology growing, you look at the old school pops. You like some of them, they're like ugly pretty or like
Yeah.
pretty ugly.
Yeah.
Some of this looks like the OG Simpson ones look so bad, like old school claymation.
Right.
It's like it literally looked like a clay figure,
Mhm.
but that's the beauty of it because that's just how they look. They're like legitimately OG
Yeah.
compared to the you have almost all of the Treehouse of Horror ones.
Mhm.
The Simpson pops now they're more polished because of course with technology that's with how you can make them. So I feel like in my opinion, anybody listening and for me as a professional collector, if you have the OG pop or something, hold on to it because it shows the growth.
Yeah.
Hey, I have OG She-Ra, so where I have the new one like the OG He-Man. I give example even my wrestling collection, which is the only collection that most is OOB. If you look at the original Andre the Giant Pop,
Mhm.
you could clearly see having him next to the newer one, you can
Yeah.
totally see the difference.
Oh yeah.
Now their heads are humongous,
Yeah.
where they can't stand on their own, so you just gotta hold them up with a box or something. The head is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
So, but I keep the OG ones. You have to.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, if you see something else you want.
Then you might part with it. But that, yeah, I see. I do like the old look too. There's something a lot of people don't like. A lot of people I hear talk about like, oh, they're so ugly in the beginning, and but it's amazing that they still capture the essence of that character, even though it looks raw. It's a little rough, but
Yeah.
it's still you can still tell who it's supposed to be, which is part of the appeal, I think, right, to Funko Pops. It
Oh
kind of
yes.
captures your favorite characters or in that form. in a collectible cute form. Cool. So where would you like to start? So we got multi rooms to go to. We have multiple rooms to go to.
Okay, guys. So starting my collection in my basement. This top area here is all of my packs. I'm gonna have 2 packs, 3 packs, 4 packs. I don't have any 5. So you see Paul, I got Barb, upside down Barb and 11, the Wonder Twins in the back, some WWE ones.
I'm staring at the first pop I ever got, which is that Civil War pack. That's it right there.
That's that Zing right there.
Yep, that's my first. It was a gift.
You getting butterflies?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. I've never seen them in the box like that for a long time. They've been out of the box almost immediately, so I haven't seen them in that form in a while. But that's cool. And just a quick question too, so I see the Freddy Jason there. That's like that little blood splatter.
Yes.
Is that garner any hate from you?
I give it a pass because shout out to Box Lunch. They're okay, and I just like the fact that these pops look cool. You got the Hot Ryu, one of my favorite T-packs here. Hot Ryu and Violet Ken here. So this is where all of my packs, one of my favorite pops of all time. Look at the Emperor.
Very nice.
With that. So I have some more selects. So all of these are the T-packs, 3-packs.
Do you have the Shining Chase? And you don't have to tell me now if it's in the other room, but
I did, but I was nice enough to give it to a close friend of mine.
Man, I needed to be your friend sooner.
That's rare. Shout out to my buddy Adam in PA. And now, also, when it comes to pops here, also collect the vinyl. So you see the Miami Vice vinyls, the 11. So as you're looking on your right, all the way down to here is all vinyls behind these guys.
Okay.
And one of the rare pops, you can look in the corner, you see the Peanuts.
Mm-hmm.
4-pack. Charlie, Snoopy, Lucy, and Linus.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my packs. Now you go to this area. These are all my 6 inches.
Okay, so you don't separate by genre when it comes to these different sizes. You kind of keep all your 6 inches together, all your packs together. You don't separate those out, mostly anyway.
Yeah, but what I tend to do with mine is I tend to collect all my pops and sort them out by show or by movie in numerical order.
Oh, okay. So you must be a Power Rangers fan to have all 3 of those different Megazords.
I do. I'm missing one, which is a glow in the dark. So you have the regular Megazord, you have the metallic, you have the black and gold. Sorry for the lighting, probably can see it. Dragon Zord, the black and gold one of my favorites. Mm-hmm. Now I don't have the Dino Zord, but I guess I'll get them. Voltron's in the back. Alien, King Kong, which is one of my favorites. With
that's nice.
This one with the plane.
Yeah.
So that. And then, like I said, this is all 6 inches. Dragon Ball Z fan, of course, which y'all see later.
Mm-hmm.
Snoke. By the way, this is the OG Guardians of the Galaxy Thanos. This is the original one that came out.
Yeah.
I don't remember the actual year, but this is the original release, not the re-release.
I forgot about that because I have them out of the box, and I had put him. He's been out of the box for so long. I forgot that it said Guardians of the Galaxy, and I had him in my just regular Marvel villains shelf. Mm-hmm. And then when I moved recently and I found his box, I was like, oh, that's a Guardians of the Galaxy pop. I haven't moved it though, so but that's
no problem. One of the few chases that I have down here that are not upstairs is the Smog Chase with the yellow eyes.
That's a real cool one.
I believe that is going for like 70 at least. Mm. Then in the back, Horton, one of the ugliest pops in history.
Horton?
No, Horton is cool. Okay. But this Doomsday.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Ugly. Matter of fact, guys, I don't know if you can really see it, but I'm going to show you guys this. This thing is ugly, but I have them. I guess it's cool. Let me bring them out here tonight. Look how ugly this thing is.
Oh, man.
I mean, the movie wasn't all that good either. I mean, I'm a big Batman fan. Not really the biggest Superman. But this thing is horrible.
It's very bad.
Even as ugly as that pop is, it still looked better than the movie.
It did. I mean, it's close to what the movie looks like, but the movie looked like it was a
thing is
an orc or something from Lord of the Rings. Like it did not look like Doomsday at all.
And speaking of variants, what I have to get, this guy used to creep me out as a kid. Is you got my man Stay Puft,
Uh-huh.
the Angry Burnt one. There's like a bunch of variants of this one, which
Yeah.
I just found out about. So I have to try to get the rest of them. So yes, when it comes with these, is all through, and most of my collection is sorted by the TV show and by numerical order, or by the actual movies. Now,
Mhm.
kind of pop related, if you want to see it, and I love Batman. So these are the black and white.
Oh, you get some of the statues down there.
Yeah, the black and white statues here. Sorry, it's kind of fuzzy. Punisher. Not sure how much the light is, to apologize. This Superman figure I got in Milwaukee, he looks cool.
Mm-hmm. Looks like,
Sorry, it's kind of zooming in and out. I'm not sure how clear it looks. Is
yeah,
that
it's
okay?
Yep.
My man here from RoboCop 2, he actually lights up.
Oh, wow.
So just
That would have been a cool 6-inch pop, right?
yeah, I'm sorry, my fingers keep getting. Well, yeah, it's definitely so. Should have been. Let me try to. Yeah, they saw the losers.
That's really cool. Well,
It's
we got
Magneto.
old school Magneto with the underwear on the outside.
Yeah, Magneto. Then we get to the pops here. I just got to the show Hannibal, so Will Graham Cracker. I'm sorry, he's in the back. Jack Crawford with Lawrence Fishburne, Hannibal regular. See my Marvel. Thanos. I have every Thanos pop there is except for him in the garden.
Mm.
And then down here's my 10-inch pops. I only have three. Thanos with Infinity Gauntlet, the T-Rex from Jurassic World, and Hulk. Now, as we all know with this Hulk here, what do we all know about this Ragnarok Hulk? Factory error.
They were broken.
All of the hammers were broken.
Yeah.
Now, this one I got, the hammer was intact. By the time I got to my house, it was broken.
Yeah, mine's broke too.
Yeah, so movie moment. One of my favorites, the Nux car. Couple of Dorbs in the corner. Now, like I said, some other things. These are mainly where all my pop rides are at. The Invisible Jet, probably the biggest Funko Pop there is as far as rides.
Mm-hmm.
You see here
Oh,
the
you got
Crystal
the
Sugar.
crystal van. That's cool.
Here, another chase. Couple of chases here. Now, here we go to the big stuff. Now, here is my Star Wars collection. Of course, these are 3D.
Okay.
And the way I did this collection is I did all of the good guys on the left, going back, as you see in front, then it's two more rows in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And as you go further to the right, you get to the bad guys, the villains. So you had the
Okay.
good people and the force.
Somebody called me out on the Guinness video comments. I noticed because I had Clone Commander Cody and Captain Rex in the villains section. So I lost my geek card for about a week. So I don't.
Well, I'm a fan of Star Wars, and of course, my favorite in the back is Darth Vader. And then if we go on the back here, got Vader, and
Oh, the Force choke. Yep.
back there, there's Force choke and more of the Emperor. Now I'm gonna tell you something. I'm a Star Wars fan, but some of the characters I don't like. I don't know who Malik is or Revan. I had to Google them. They
Yeah.
look cool. I got them
Oh,
via trade, and I'm pretty sure someone's going to get me on this. Like I'm pretty sure it's going by looks that this guy here might be a bad guy. I don't know who he is.
I'll let everybody tear you up for that one.
Yeah, I think I'm going by you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, fans. I apologize. He's a villain with the good guys.
He was a good
And
guy.
yes, I know he's a bad guy here, but I had to do some rearranging. So
Yeah.
like I said, Star Wars, like I switched it up. These are all good guys toward and then down towards the bad guys. I know you'll beat me up for it. Then down here is the new Avengers, which is funny. I don't have all of the pops for the new Avengers. But
Okay.
if you notice something, the Avenger pops for Endgame, they never said Endgame on the first release. It just says Avengers.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Huh.
It's not to the newer ones, which I'll show you in a second. So like these are the only few that I have. The set behind this is the Godfather set, which I have the whole set. And then I have, of course, all of the Dark Order. These are recent. I literally just got this yesterday.
Oh yeah, I think you showed me about that. You opened that and opened that up recently.
Michael Jordan is here out of place only because I have to reorganize to get him. And I have all of the Dark Order here, all of the Thanos variants. And like I said, the only Thanos that I need is him in the garden and the one with him, I think, on top of a rock holding the Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh yeah, do you have the one where he's on top of all those? Do you have the one where he's on top of all the skulls?
No, I think that's the one I'm missing.
That's the one you're missing. Okay.
And him in the garden. So I have this one here with his arm off and just him in the garden. And then you have Thanos here on the throne.
Mm-hmm.
So then you have here is all of my pop rocks between like these are like actual people, real people, icons, Mr. Monopoly, Popeye, Jim Henson with Kermit. I have all of the Kurt Cobains, which I will let you know legit took me 2 years to get the Hot Topic Kurt Cobain.
Huh.
I had all the first one I got wrong was the Funko one.
Oh, well,
I got the F what? Say it again.
That's a pattern. You get the rarest.
Right, it seems like it. and I believe he shot up too.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And I'll just have I'm not going to name everybody because I'm sure you the viewers can see who. One of my favorites, of course, everyone wants is the Jimi Hendrix. Shout out to my man Biggie, which he done him very well. Shout out to Funko. My man Doc Holliday. Edgar Allan Poe. I mean, I'm born and raised in Baltimore, so you already know the Ravens, Edgar Allan Poe. And yes, I've been caught up before on my actual show about this. I had to do 2 papers in school on poems that was not famous Edgar Allan Poe poets.
Oh, okay.
Poems, I'm sorry. So everyone knows, quote the Raven, couple of famous poems that he's done. I had to do 2 papers on non-known Edgar Allan Poe's works. I don't know why the hell I have Justin Bieber. I'm sorry, Bieber fans.
Everybody has Justin Bieber and doesn't know why.
Yeah,
I have too. I think it's a completionist thing, but
LeBron's here. Now, I'm saying this. All respect to Amy Winehouse and God rest her soul. I didn't even realize I had her pops after she died. Because she was in the bag. She was like in the box. Right. And when I took it out and set this up. So shout out to her and her career. Now we go with the Disney all-time favorite character is Prince John.
Mm-hmm.
Which I have to get the Toy Tokyo one. So you see all the Disneys here. Don't really have much. There's no pops behind these. It's just a single file. Mary Poppins gets no love. I don't know why she's not expensive at all.
Yeah, she's not. Not at all.
And shout out to my man, Brian Vukwees, producer of the toys that made us, the movies that made us, and the holiday movies that made us. That's currently on Netflix. Just talked to him last night about Nightmare Before Christmas. So Oogie Boogie with Bugs and him with, I think, the Worms. And I got this collection because of my mom. That was my mom's favorite anime with Speed Racer.
Oh, nice.
These 3.
You probably have the Chase in the other room.
Yes, I do. I do have the Chase.
Old Chase, yeah.
And then here is Tarantino, and I'm a huge Walking Dead fan. So
Headless Herschel.
Yes, I have him. Actually, he wasn't the first one I got. I got regular Herschel first.
Okay.
Then Headless. Shout out to Jen on your first episode of Interviewing Collectors. I didn't know his head was magnetic. I had no idea.
Yeah, I didn't either until she said that. That's good. Did you take him out since that?
No. Nah, I just left him in. Now, how I did the Walking Dead was, as you see, these all are numerical. Not all of them really aren't numerical. I just really did about more so relationships. Okay. So if you look at it here, I know I'm going kind of fast, but you have Rick, all of the Ricks, and then of course Negan being his arch nemesis.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch The Walking Dead, of course, Daryl. And then next to Daryl,
The whole row of Daryls.
whole row of Daryl. I had Meryl, but I sold Meryl. I had all three Meryls. And then just because no association, you have the governor.
Mm-hmm.
And I put the governor next to that lonely Negan. But up here, of course, you have Michonne. And then next to Michonne, you have Carl.
What is that stickered Michonne? Is that bloody?
Yes, that is Bloody, and that is the Harrisons, which I don't even think they have any exclusives anymore. But back around that time, with especially with The Walking Dead, Harrison was I guess a company that had variants, and most of them were the Bloody Pops.
Oh, okay.
So if you check out here, this is like first appearance Michonne. Let me get close here. So this is the Bloody Michonne, which the blood is actually done well.
Yeah, the one it's on the box, and I don't see it too much on. Is it on her swords too?
Yes, it's on her swords. It's actually on her
Oh,
face.
there we go. I
You
see.
see it now?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, still more than the Tiffany Chase.
Still more. Yes.
So this is the Harrisons. And in the back, of course, you got Shiny. Sorry, my finger keep getting in the way. Apologize for that.
Oh, I can still see it.
So you got Michonne. Of course, you got the 7-Eleven Carl. Carl, as Rick says it. So it's more so just relationships, and of course with Herschel, of course, Maggie is next to him, and then it got to where I just was just putting them together. Sasha, Dwight, Ezekiel, Morgan. You know, I try to put all the black characters together when I could. Tyrese, Crazy Shane. So, and then of course this is when the Marvel stuff start.
Oh, okay.
You have the Moon Knights.
Oh, you got both the Moon Knights. That's cool.
Yeah, had both of these in the third one, the OG one and that. And then I'm gonna go a little backwards, instead of going down, I'm gonna go up. This is when it hits Daredevil. And speaking of pops, out of this whole line, and then you say have all of the Black Panther ones too, except for the gold Black Panther one. The one pop that took me 2.5 years to legit hunt for was this one, 119.
Really?
Yes, very hard. Now, of course, if I go back, of course, Dig Dug's like random ones back there. A lot of the 8-bits, the GameStop 8-bit series. Remember the Black Friday?
Yeah.
A couple years ago, all of those are behind here. Cartoons, False Family Guy is back here. So
looks like Matt Murdock's a little tipsy in the box there.
Yeah, he's a little tipsy. He is. Got a little Matt Murdock. So this is, I believe, Marvel, far as I guess company wise, is probably the ones that I have the most of. So I think I have the most Marvel pops out of any sets in my collection.
Oh, okay, cool.
Then you have, of course, you got the GOAT, Michael Jordan, all of the Jordans. I have. That's why All-Star Jordan is up. I haven't put him in his place. I have the warm-up Jordan coming in the mail. One of my buddies got for me for my birthday. And I still have to get the 10-inch Jordan, the only Jordan with the white jersey. Now, of course, as I mentioned with Marvel, there's all the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and the Thor Ragnarok's in the back.
Cool.
These guys. So I know it's a lot.
So so you got that other Jordan pop. Where do you think you're going to put that one? Is he going to go in the front?
Because everything has been by numerical order since he's number 71. Of course, he's going to go where 73 is.
Oh, okay. And then you just move down.
Mm-hmm. Exactly how I do it. And then, of course, behind these are, of course, more Marvel, Guardians 1, Guardians 2, Thor Ragnarok, or what have you. And then I have all the Mad Maxes except for the Funko Nux with goggles. I have all of the Jurassic Parks. And what I love about this one is I have, now I'm sure, Paul, you have him, correct?
I do. Ian Malcolm, yes.
Now, on the box, if you notice, this is the first release where his name was spelled wrong.
How should it be spelled? Is it...
They forgot the L, Malcolm, which I didn't realize till a year later.
I don't even know which one I have then.
Yeah, and like I said, I shout out to MACC. One of the collectors that came over here for a tour actually pointed it out, so I had no idea.
So here's the crazy thing about us pop collectors, right? Like that, someone that's a completionist, and I don't, that may or may not be you or I in this case, but like they would need to have both versions of that box, right? Like they would have to,
Right.
they need to have the misspelled box and then the real box.
Yes, it is true. Of course, the newer Fantastic Fours. Now I want to give a shout out here to, I think these pops are awesome. I'm gonna take these guys out. And of course, I do read comments. So if you guys have any more questions or anything to add, and yes, I'm moving these out. Hopefully, Paul isn't going crazy because I'm moving it out as far as my collection. And shout out to the Preacher Pops. They have the whole set.
Oh, nice.
The Preacher Pops are amazing. And speaking of blood, yes, I actually remember how my pops are laid out. Put them here. I apologize. And
Did you have you read the Preacher comics?
I actually have. I do have a comic book collection, so I have a few. I think book 1 and 2. But I've not read them at all.
Oh, okay. It's really good. It's really good.
To check it out. Now, speaking of blood, we'll move Immortal and Joe. We want to move her. Doing this for the love of the fans. Human Torch. Move him out the way. Trying to find. Oh, I'm sorry. Trying to find where she's at. You know, I could just rearrange all of these and know where they're at. I want to show you how blood is supposed to be done. If you remember the tulip pop, not tulip, Cassidy, which is the vampire.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah.
He is somewhere in here, but we'll get back to him. I'm not gonna hold it too much time. But I will definitely get back to him. But he's covered in blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's exactly how it is supposed to be. So there's no excuse for the Tiffany chase.
No.
None whatsoever. So like I said, this is my pops over here. And then we go to the bottom. My favorite of all time is my Batmans.
Oh, nice.
All of these are Batman pops. The animated series, 1966. You got the Chromes, the first appearances. Now, I don't have all of the Batmans. I don't have all of the first appearances. So this is the first appearances here. And then we start even with more Marvel.
Mm.
Now, all of these are in numerical order by movie, or if it's not a movie, I went by the color of the box.
Okay.
Then you got Wolverine 193 and then 194, numerical order. Now, the Wolverine with the jacket, he had an earlier number, so he's down there to the left. You got Marvel, She-Hulk, Real She-Hulk, and then, of course, now I'm going to tell you something. Now, a lot of people out here, guys that's watching this that are Marvel collectors, and that's another divided group too, Paul, is Marvel or DC?
Yeah.
People that's like, oh, I love DC. Right.
Yeah.
I love DC. Hate DC.
Yeah.
I love Marvel. I hate Marvel. You can like both.
You can definitely like both. I think I'm more of a Marvel person, just overall.
Yes, pops wise, yes.
Mm.
Now the Venom, this Black Venom, which took me literally 3 years to get. I got him earlier this year. Now, little history on this Venom. The Black Venom, he first came out. He's of course a Walmart exclusive, but the first I guess shipment had that yellow sticker you see that says exclusive.
Oh, okay.
When they reshipped them out, it's the same pop. They just put the Walgreens sticker on.
Huh. Do you have both, or do you don't really?
Nah, I just had the OG one.
Okay.
This the OG. That's a good mention, Paul. I actually might need to get both. And then we have the Avengers. Now, these here, when it comes to the movies, I set them up by movie by numerical order. So this is Age of Ultron. And of course, all of these are in numerical order by the pops that I have. Now, with Marvel, I don't get every single pop. I mainly just get the characters that I like.
Yeah.
Or the pops that I think are cool.
Now, where do you, as we're going through these pops, where do you get your pops mostly?
Various Mid-Atlantic Collector, a lot of great pop pages on Facebook. Shout out to my buddy Sean Reed and my buddy Thomas. Shout out to my friend David Mustang Comics. I go through them. It's a whole bunch of people that I go through, and then guys here locally, comic book shops here locally, and actually going to the stores and doing old school hunting.
Hmm.
Haven't really done much of hunting lately because of COVID, but it's nothing nothing like going hunting.
Yeah. So what's the and maybe we've come across it or maybe we will, but kind of what's the rarest find that you've had in the wild? Like you've hunted, you found something in the store. What's your biggest find to this date?
Hmm. Biggest find I found, and I'll show you the Predator. When the Predator movie came out, when they had a licensing issue, so when it came out with the Chase and with the Common, it just said Predator. I found that in the store,
Oh,
picked it up. Kind of found out a week or two later they had to re-release it due to licensing issues, and they called it, I don't know what they called it. Guys, you can tell me in the comments. They re-released the Predator pops from the movie, and he cut it like Super Predator or something like that. So I
something.
thought that was cool.
Super Predator.
That was actually cool. One of my favorite Marvels that you see is this Crossbones Barnes and Noble with the
Mm,
messed up face.
yeah.
Iron Man 3, Iron Man, Professor X, all the yellow. And then it got to where I just went through the box colors because Marvel got so many colors with their. Nick Fury is out of place. One of the pops I had box got extremely damaged, so
Mm.
I just moved him and put him in place. And I was running out of room with Marvel. And anybody's wondering what's back here is more Marvel. And I will show you guys something too that you rarely see. It's not a grail, you just really don't see these pops often. Is the original Odin.
Oh yeah, from the second Thor movie, Dark World.
Dark World. Oh, that's where it's from.
I think so.
So you got Hemendall. Is that how you say it? Hemendall here.
Yeah, Heimdall, I
You
think.
got Odin,
Yeah.
which you don't even see these. You rarely see these. What I
Oh,
love about pop collecting is finding those obscure comic pops you never see. You, of course, you got Black Bolt. See right there the original Luke Cage. Blade back here. So, and just to add something extra, because I know we're talking about pops here with this Wolverine, we get some better light. So you see this Wolverine, right?
mm-hmm.
Old man Logan. Cool thing about it, what do you see right here on the bottom right?
Oh, it was the Iron Man armor.
Iron Man armor. And also
Cool.
Captain America shield.
That's neat.
So I wanted to show you guys that. I know I collect more than just pops, but I know this show was I got permission from Paul to talk about more stuff.
Yeah, of course.
So I don't
Well,
want I don't want
you kept him in his box. You may not have ever seen that.
exactly. And I'm weird because with statues, and I guess we're kind of like this. You may call it double standard. Statues they have to take out a box.
Mm-hmm.
Like technically, this Batman here had to go out of box.
Yeah.
If I ever got any of the 9-inch Batmans, got to go out of box unless they like really rare and they would stay in box like those.
Yeah.
But statues gotta come out.
Yeah, they're meant to
Gotta
be.
come out. And also this Catwoman. I know the lighting in this corner is bad. I apologize, fans. Unless Paul can increase the brightness. They're actually jewel hair moves
Oh, wow.
with the cat.
That's neat.
So, but guys, this is my basement. And next, and it's going to seem like in the next second I will appear and reappear in my chase room, but that will be the power of editing.
Right. That I'm still learning, but yeah.
All right, guys, we're back. Told you the power of editing. I just teleported from my basement to the chase room.
Very quick.
So looking at now is two out of my 176 chases.
Wait, that's a cereal box?
Yeah, cereal box is actually a chase.
Oh, wow. So what is
Actually,
there a normal Greedo box too?
I don't know if it's a normal one or not. Uh, I do know that there's two different looking boxes, but I think they both have a chase.
Oh,
Now I believe, because it's a shirt in this, this is a shirt. I believe with the pop tees, the actual Greedos, if I'm saying his name right, this actual box is a chase. And I guess the common is, I guess, is another character.
okay. So
So I
this
guess
has a
maybe that's it.
t-shirt and cereal inside?
Nah, it's just a t-shirt.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All of the Funko boxes that look like cereal are actually shirts. I just learned that.
Oh, okay.
And fans, correct me if I'm wrong about this chase. If you have any details on this box, with the shirt on, the shirt is actually in here. It's actually unopened. Then you can let us know. And this is Sub-Zero Mortal Kombat figure. This is the chase because he's all in ice with his weapons. So
Cool.
I have his common, but his common isn't open yet.
You just got him yesterday, right?
Yeah, just got him. So shout out to a buddy of mine in the pop community. We did a trade. And now we go to the chases where each of these shells full, which both of these shells are full, hold 51 pops. So if you do the math, 102 chases just on these two shells. I got my math right?
That's a lot. That's definitely a lot of chases. I'm a little jealous because I at some point I'd like to find the Touche Turtle, Wally Gator, and those Umbrella Academy chases.
Yes, well, I guess you're in line. I have two other friends that is legit nipping at my heels, like, hey, when you get rid of them, give them to me.
Yeah.
So I do know the Umbrella Academy is really big with the chases. You said Touche Turtle. Now I'm gonna tell you something I never said publicly. Now, one of my uniform chases, and I'll tell you if you want to ask any questions about chases and what I like and my thoughts on them, is the Squiggly Diggly chase.
Squiggly Diggly is
He's,
he's what, Hanna-Barbera, right?
yes, I think he's blue, green, something like that.
Oh, okay.
But only seen him twice on pop groups, and I think he's going for 60. Every time I see him, didn't necessarily had the funds to get him. And I put it like this: I did have the funds to get him, but of course we are adults, we have families,
Sure.
we are fathers, we have all of those things. You know, we have houses and bills and vehicles. So yes, there are pops, and if you want me to, Paul, I can take some out and show you some ones I have in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go for it.
So I had these here. Of course, there's no workman's comp, so just had to be careful. If I injure myself, I can't hit you up off anything.
Right, I had you sign that waiver before we started.
Yes, of course, disclosure. So one of my favorites, and I do have a black light. Look how close you got the Megavolt, Hades, and Frodo, and I just love this chase. I just want to say, I thought it was real cool. The 8-bit Hello Kitty with the little, I don't know what that is.
A little heart or something.
Little heart thing, yeah, it's really cool.
So do you buy your chases as chases, or do you get lucky and you order a common and you end up with the chase, or you find them in the wild, or what?
I found both. I found them in the wild. Bomb just straight as a chase. A couple times I've got lucky. I never was good at that, getting lucky with a box. I would buy like 5 boxes and get a chase. Never really did that. So what I do, I'll take a few out. You know, I'm standing on a ladder. Okay, take this out here. You got the 8-bits. The 8-bits are back here. You got the Predator. You got Mega Man. I'll take Megavolt out, which is one of my favorites. One of these pops fall that is fine. Do you have insurance on your pops, Paul?
I do. Yep.
Let's see. Now, people go crazy for this Destiny, the Crow to Chase, glow in the dark. Now, I have no idea what's behind it. I don't know if it has a gender, but I'll let you know. But I know a lot of people have been looking for this. Actually, I actually won this at a Funko meet, I believe 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Nice.
I've never played Destiny, but I have a couple of friends. Shout out to LSR and TB, some of my close brothers, and Uncle Black. They play Destiny all the time. Tron. So just to give a few.
Mm-hmm.
of what I have dimension. Like I say, each one is 51. Trying to find a cool one.
You
But here
said
you go,
you have 100 and how many? 174 or something?
77
77. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, the bombshell Wonder Woman.
bombshell. Now, so my arms can rest of these Care Bear ones.
Yeah, you had arrested on the Umbrella Academy, so I can just keep looking at those.
Oh yeah, there you go. Laziest, one of the laziest chasers in the world, Daryl Ward from Bright.
Definitely.
So let's see what's back here. So this to show you some of these chases I have. Of course, everybody know Mr. Meeseeks, Rick and Morty.
Mm.
So to answer your question, Paul, and I apologize as we talk about these chases. As far as how I set these up, as I said, now most of the time these are just what I like on the shelf, like my favorite ones.
Mm-hmm.
As I'm stacking them to not my least, but to the very good ones. But what I do try to do at times, I do try to sort these out by genre or by line. So you see all of the Care Bears,
Yeah.
Umbrella Academy. It's only one chase from this line. Snugglepuss with T-Shade Turtle with Wily Gator, you know, the cartoon stuff. Rocco's Modern Life, Top Hat. And then, you know, just get kind of random right here. So, and I mention that because you have the Rick and Morty. You had Mr. Meeseeks, and then you have Sentinel Arm Morty. So just let you know how I do things. Let's see what's back here. Never played this game, but I thought this was cool, Mr.
Oh yeah, Cuphead stuff. Yeah.
Cuphead. There go a pork chase in the back. People were going crazy over that, remember?
I do remember that. Yeah.
Thing came out, mouth open, mouth not open. Never Cuphead. So yes, for the box collectors that are watching, I'm taking extremely care of how I take these out. So I don't have any scuffs. Most of these are mints or very well. Let's go to this. Let's talk about this. Any fans that know about this crap here? The Valerian. Paul, do you have these? I know you're the king.
Yeah. So I used to have all the Valerian. I sold them all.
Like you, I did the same thing.
Yeah.
They don't even know what the hell the damn thing's supposed to be. The common is the chase, and then two of the chase. One of the chases out of the two is supposed to be the common.
Yeah, it's just a different. The guy, that little alien guy who's holding the bag, the bag's a different color or something. There's a couple different pieces of them. Yeah,
it's horrible, man. It's horrible. And then of course, with more of the chases, I'll go over here more to the more common ones.
Oh, you got the Fight Club chase.
Yes. Shout out to Mustang David, my buddy, Mustang Comics. Now remember, guys, I was talking about the Predator chase. The Predator chase. This is what I was talking about here. Is when this came out, and let's see the date, 2018. Just to let you guys know, don't know if you know how to read, as far as the stamps, because back the older pops don't even have JJL. They have F, I believe. What is it called? Like FA something.
I think so.
But if you ever want to know, fans, how to read the bottom of a pop, just to show you, and Paul, if you went over this on your show, please, I do apologize.
No, I have not.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Try and get this right. So you guys keep seeing my skinny fingers. All right. So with Funko Pops, the way they do it now, you see JJL. Don't know what that means. So to know when a pop is made, the first two numbers you see on the left is the year. So it's 2018. The next two numbers in the middle is the month, and the two numbers on the right is the day. That's the day that this pop was produced. If you find another pop, it's probably going to say 5/25/18. That's another way to know anybody listening just getting into the pop game if a pop is legit. You always look at Funko, all of this to Mr. Onion D, whatever that is, an onion or what have you.
A baby.
And right, exactly. And this. Any fake pops or bootleg pops or bastardized pops, as I call them, will not have this timestamp. Will not have this date. It's Funko. The old school pops, which I could easily show you, some of them don't even have this,
Yeah.
or they won't say JJL, they'll say FAC. But as I mentioned here, is with this, put them in the corner. Still, so with this pop, when he first came out, as you asked earlier, Paul, about Rarest Finds, this is the legit first shipment of the Predator movie that came out. This chase in the common was just called Predator. Now, if you go on PPG or I was gonna say Stashpedia, Funko app, you look this up, it's not gonna be called Predator. It might be called Super Predator or Assassin Predator. Something with the licensing, they had to automatically change this. So I was blessed enough, lucky enough to actually get this chase in the common where it says Predator before licensing got it.
Yeah, that's neat. So not only do you have it's not just the common, it's the Predator, it's the Chase Predator.
Right. Yeah, this is the chase. The regular one has the mask, and this is Predator. And shout out to Stranger Things. So these are more the newer ones. I love Dragon Ball Z, of course, Batman, Fight Club, of course, the Dawn Twinkie thing. That way you had one dude knocking over a grandmother in Target just to get. I'm sure you heard that story. If not, Google it.
Yeah.
Birds of Prey, which I really think this is a great chase with his outfit. The Speed Racer chase, which I'll get closer. Fallout chase, the gold variant. Any gold GameStop variant, guys, is actually a chase. It just doesn't have the chase sticker. And then this line here is like my all-time favorites. This really isn't, but I just put it up there for space. Jim from The Office. If you don't know it, that's Facebook. That was his actual costume. The Maleficent, Glow in the Dark, which is a heavy pop. Jack Torrance Frozen Chase. Vampire Spike. I'm gonna get closer so I don't bust my butt. Because my family is not coming after Paul if I get injured. This guy here, my all-time favorite, this Invisible Man chase took me 3.5 years to find. Physically Pop Honey cannot find him. The first interview I did on YouTube 2 years ago had a guy that was willing to get rid of him. He wanted me to pay $70, and he had to change a heart. This Gold Ryu age exclusive chase. I got a shout out to my buddy John, Second Chance Toys in Glen Burnie. Then of course Batman. And my second ever favorite chase is that Punisher holding Daredevil's helmet.
Oh, that's now, is that Batman a metallic?
Yes, he is. Yes, it is.
Cool.
Now this is the tricky part with the DC chases and all. You gotta be careful because you got this one here. This is the non-bobblehead one. This is going for $100 or something. Fans, you can quote me and put it in the comments. But then you got the other version of this, which is the bobblehead, which is more expensive. And then also, too, you have another chase that has the symbol error.
Oh, okay.
So this is more so like not really my Mount Rushmore, but my all-time favorite pops. If you're wondering what's behind here, it's probably my WWE. Oh, yeah, you got the Riddler, which is one of my favorites. I love this thing here.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
All-time favorite. And here go your boy, Paul. You asked for it.
The slight blood dots on that one.
The hell is this? There's no blood on his outfit. Not even on the chainsaw. It's Leatherface.
Not even.
You got huh?
There's not even on the box.
No, Funko. We love you, but come on, can you redo this one? It's like he has a rash on the right side of his face. Come on.
That's what happens when you wear human skin. I mean, it's real, right?
Yeah, it's true. And I can't forget this, which I actually looked all over for this. Finally got Panda Pool Chase. Flocked. I just think this looks so cool. I love Deadpool. Not a big fan of his pops. Have a very few. For some reason, something about that. And somebody's going to say, what do you have behind us? Do you really have 177? Yeah, I do. So if you don't trust me and what I have behind here. Man, let's see. You got the Demogorgon. Closed mouth. What's behind the narrator from Fight Club?
Oh, okay.
Killmonger, which everyone wants this one.
Mm-hmm.
He's right. The course to his left is, I believe, the other chase for Black Panther, I believe.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So
the mask looks
yes,
Black Panther.
that is true. So let me put this on back, store this up here. And as I mentioned here, I have a lot of my horror movie stuff, the Universal monsters, the Mutant there. You got Creature of the Black Lagoon. I had just about all the Pennywises. Going to Dark Wolfman here. So a lot of these are just horror movies and more Pennywise, more horror here.
That's cool.
Speaking of blood, look at that. Old school Chucky. Look at it. Already more blood than the Tiffany Chase.
Yeah, and it's more like it looks like splatter.
Splatter.
Yeah.
Look how old school Hellraisers when they first came out. The other Hellraisers next to him with the actual box. And they actually re-released these, by the way, too.
Oh,
I think shout out to Jen for Hot Topic. I think she can confirm it. And what's Jen's was that Jen's husband or boyfriend? Trying to remember.
oh, Jordan.
Jordan, yeah. Shout out to his beard, man. What a rugged beard.
Yes, that's an awesome.
Hopefully one day I'll get one like that. And then very quickly, of course, there's more pops, Mega Man, Space Ghost, and if the first wave of the NFL Legends are back here, Animaniacs is through. And of course, I love Dragon Ball Z, so this whole shelf is Dragon Ball Z.
Mhm.
And it's still counting because you have here, and then I have recent editions right here.
Oh, okay. So they're about to go up.
Right, go up. I literally got this today. Was Evil Boo.
Oh,
Even magical. Imagine him just looking at you. Just wake up in the morning and see that face. See no mouth. Funko does not like putting lips, or putting the mouth on people unless they have to. And then of course the Karate Kid,
such a great set.
Mortal Kombat X, pops. I know they have the old school. The Mr. Robot. I gave the set to a friend of mine. I just got the set. Use one of the times, you just do like a splurt. You just had times where you just kind of impulse buy pops back in the day you first get in.
Yeah.
And he has the Mr. Robot set, but I kept this Elliot mask, which I think is really cool. And Dr. Seuss. And this you have here my Hikaris that I have, a couple of them. Looking at the back, some Star Wars. You have the Wampa in the corner. Of course, you have the Office. These are new as well. I have a bunch of Office pops. No, guys, that fur is not my coat. That was my mom's. You want to be like, when he has a fur coat? No, that was my mom. And let's see here. Yeah, the Office. Which, Paul, what do you think about the Office pops? And I know that line is very huge.
Yeah, it's getting bigger and bigger. I mean, it makes sense why, but they make a lot of Dwights. There's a lot of Dwight. He's like the Daryl, from Walking Dead, and there's always one character that is maybe overdone in a line, but I think they're pretty cool. I think it's definitely a popular line.
Now you mentioned about OOB, so to give the out of box collectors love, the only pops that I have that I display outwardly out of box is my wrestling ones, WWE.
You know what's so weird about that? That my WWE are in the box. I don't know why, but they are.
Which is reverse.
Mm-hmm.
Case in point, I just found out Oscar right here. If you have her as the actual con sticker, she's now $65.
Oh wow!
In box. So this is all by error. The best I could. You have some back there: Kane, Hardy Boys, John Cena, Finn Balor. So this is by error, pretty much. You have the newer people. Of course, you got Sting.
This might be a dumb question because I don't know. I see Motorhead over here, Kenny Kilmister, right?
Mm-hmm. Are you talking about Lemmy?
Lenny, yeah.
Yes.
Is he associated with wrestling?
Yes. Triple H here. His both his theme songs actually are played by Motorhead.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So Triple H, which I've actually met, and we was at a convention together in Boston with the Concussion organization. We actually, we talked about that. So both of Triple H's theme songs are played by Motorhead because Motorhead is Triple H's favorite band. So if you
Oh,
go on YouTube, if you look up WrestleMania 17, which is in 2001, Motorhead actually played Triple H's theme song live,
oh wow.
which nobody understood what the hell he was talking about for all the lyrics, but it was cool because it's Motorhead.
Yeah.
And then just for box fans, don't be mad because I have Lemmy here out of box, right? But I also have another Lemmy in box, and then
Same.
I have the gold Lemmy in box.
So that's the same. That's the same pop. Just in
Same
one's
pop,
one's out
but
of.
and I tend to do that sometimes. Is if for certain pops that I really like or I feel I just want to have both versions. I have one in box and out of box.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Here's some more of the chases. The pops that I keep in box are pretty much chases or pretty much going up in Vegas Falls grills, or I have a feeling. Ronda Rousey's in the corner just because she wrestles in
Hmm.
the UFC, so who knows about her. Stone Cold, I just got 2 months ago. He's hardest out to find because you have 3 sticker variants: the TK sticker, WWE, and GameStop.
Mm.
So this is my wrestling ones, and then of course upstairs is more DC. Of course, you got DC the Aquaman's, Spider-Man Homecoming, which I just realized I thought I had the whole line of this, but I don't because it's 2 Spider-Man pops from Homecoming I don't have.
You know,
This is
there's one more now too that maybe you saw in the most recent Marvel Collector Core. It's Captain America sitting on the chair that's backwards, and it's got the Spider-Man. I think it's Homecoming uh, label at the top.
well, really?
Hmm.
He just come out?
Yeah, he just came out. It was end scenes. Movie end scenes was the topic of the box or the theme of the box.
Wow.
Yeah, it has him and then Nick Fury, who's kind of like dusting away, kind of partly dusting away, like that.
Send me a picture. I have to get it. Now
Yeah.
we all know these two definitely one of my all-time favorites. Tony Stark in the suit holding the Iron Man helmet.
Hmm.
But I'm sorry, guys, I had to share it sticker, but it's the same pop. So,
Yeah. Same pop.
and give him with his shirt. So these are here, and I'm trying to figure out what I had back here. To show you guys. More Aquaman. This set actually is pretty big. The Aquaman movie set,
Yeah. Yeah. They made a
pretty
lot of
big.
variant stuff.
All of these are the Aquaman sets. Regal Cinema. Shout out to anyone that works. If you're watching this or commenting, if you work at a movie theater, shout out to you guys. I know things are pretty tough with COVID, so definitely have you in mind. And of course, this matte finish of Black Manta, which is amazing. Just love it. More Aquaman. And then the P's the DC, so you guys don't feel left out. We got the Supermans here.
Nice.
And more Supermans. A lot of these flashes are cool too. The white Lantern Flash and the black Lantern Flash and the reverse Flash. And what's back here too? Like I said, most of these is DC. So I was telling you, Paul, a lot of the DC pops are up here.
Hmm.
Marvel is downstairs. Suicide Squad, their pops, more flashes in the back. And another one, you see fugitive toys. You really don't see that sticker too much.
Yeah. There's not too many of those. Usually they come out with like I didn't see any this year, but in previous years they had a couple double like pairs of exclusives in the past.
All of the Jokers, Mark Hamill, the other Mark. I have 2 out of the 4 Mark Hamills. This one, and I have the other one in the corner.
Oh,
Jokers, Harley Quinns. I'm sorry,
I
Batman versus
saw
Superman.
some Dorb chases down there.
Oh yeah, I'll show you those. Do-up chases. Do-ups has to stay in box for me. They cannot come out ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they just look weird out of box. They have to stay in box. This is how I feel. And of course, I collect NECA and Mezcal. Some more Star Wars back here. And when you think it's over, it is not. And I hope I'm not exhausting the viewers. But these are some more Pop. See, these are more so like my overflow.
Oh, okay.
Dodgeball, Talladega Nights, MacGyver. I love baseball. Flash Gordon. Bunch of the Predator Pops. Bill and Ted.
Those
You
have
hear
gone
that?
in value. Bill and Ted.
Oh, and I love the Asia Pops too, which I didn't get a chance to show you guys. This is like the overflow. So your reaction figures.
Cool.
And I mentioned to you about the Asia stuff. If you go up here.
Oh, nice. You got the Bruce Lees.
Yeah, I only have to see the original ones.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite movie of all time, Coming to America. I like the Asia's Astro Boy. I did have Bone Daddy from Funko Fun Days.
Mm-hmm.
I have him as well. Gigantor, Taxi Driver. Behind these guys is Mr. Rogers. And then to get out of Pops, I'm going to show you, Paul. So I have some of these as well. To mention about the other chases.
Oh,
And
okay.
there's random stuff.
Oh, there's a Pez. Is that one of the ones you got gifted?
Yes, this is the ones I got gifted. A couple of rock candies, Corilla DeVille and Maleficent, which I think is cool. Obama. Oh, I'm sorry, Paul. I do have a wacky wobbler. So I have an Obama wacky wobbler. I have the Empire, the carpet guy, wacky wobbler.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And I have a shout out to Chuck's Comics, my good old buddy, the OG Chuck Comics wacky wobbler there.
Oh, that's a nice one.
And then I have a few other things if you're not interested in a Funko, a bunch of different figures.
So those Power Rangers, are those the those medals?
Yes, these are the metal ones, the die-cast metals.
Mm-hmm.
Die-cast metals. Have some more here. Now, if you look here, that's Cobra Commander. That is the first Cobra Commander in the G.I. Joe set in the 1980s that was mail order. So that is him with his gun in the back.
Oh, wow.
And as a company, if you can look at the Infinity Gauntlet, there's a company to make these small figures. So I'm for the focus. So on the left, you have the Chrome Infinity Gauntlet that only has 3 gems, 3 Infinity Stones. And then the regular one has all of them. So I'm sorry I can't mention the company now. I forgot the name, but they're pretty cool. And this is exactly where I got, you see that Ghost Rider right there on his bike, in his whip. Same company.
Yeah.
Same company makes him.
Huh.
Playmate, the mini mates here are cool. The Predator ones, they make some good stuff. They have a couple of Toys R Us exclusives as well. These mini mates, you can take the heads off. That's what these are here. You got the Predator ones. You can take the heads off. You can interchange them.
Oh, that's neat. I've seen those. I don't have any of those, but I've seen them before.
Really cool. You got the Predators back there.
Oh, nice. Oh, there's a pop scene back there. Jim Lee.
Yes. I'm glad you mentioned it. Yes, that is another pop that I decided to take out of box. It just looked better out of box. Definitely so.
As they all do.
What was that?
As they all do when you take them out.
Let's see where you're going here. So I have this very old Batman figure I got. No, I didn't pay $20 for it. It was a gift. Have no idea what year it's from, but I guess I gotta take them out. This is one of my all-time favorites. This was a figure we could snap on the actual Batman outfit. So I kept the chest plate and I kept the batarang in his hand. But if you can see here, you have the mask. and his cowl. And he also has boots.
So what is that? Is that a case that you bought for it, or did it come with that, or is that like a specific figure case?
Actually came with it. A couple of comic book stores, if you find uh figures like this that are loose, they have these. I'm not sure what you call them. Hopefully, fans, you can put in the comments. I don't even know what the names are for these. I'm sure you can buy them. But if you get any loose figures, you want to keep them safe, get these.
Yeah.
Actually had the whole Super Friends set. The original Kenner from 1983, 4ish, I think.
Huh.
All of them came in this. So that's the cape, that's the cowl, then the boots. And something I want to show you guys, which I never showed publicly before, some of my comic book stuff, is this.
Oh, neat.
It's heavy. Is actually one of the masks that was used on set from the 1989 Batman movie with Michael Keaton.
Oh, so Michael Keaton wore that?
Yeah, it's one of the, because he had multiple masks and cowls. So this is one of the ones that was on set that apparently was used. And just to show you guys, it was legit. And actually, this wasn't on sale. I actually asked the comic book guy just how much it was going to be. Think about this is all leather. So,
so this is all leather.
yeah, it was heavy. Michael Keaton couldn't turn his head. So if you watch the movie, he kept turning he had to turn his whole body. If you watch the 1989 movie. So it actually has on here the Warner Brothers, and it says property. I'm trying to find it. And it actually makes sense of why he couldn't move.
Yeah, that was awesome, Evan. Thank you so much for taking us on a tour. And I know you have quite a few more pops that you could show us. But that's, there's only so many hours in the evening that we can go through stuff. But that's awesome, man. And so, I don't know if I can leave you with one last question, and then wanted to see if you wanted to plug your radio show as well. And so this question I asked to Jen and Jordan too, and it was asked of me in the past, and it was just an interesting question. But if you were to, for whatever reason, have to give up all your pops except for one, what would be the one pop that you would keep?
Man, that's a great question, Paul. Yeah, that's tough, man. That is tough. Offhand, I'm gonna name two. Not really a pop related. Yeah, it's pop related. I would keep the Thing from Fantastic Four. The only thing that I have is the new wave. I don't have any OG things, just because that was my mom's favorite Fantastic Four character.
Yeah.
And that's why I got the wave, because my mom, she didn't really know what Pops was, but she thought they were cool, the figures. And I'm sure she was still alive today, she would have her own little collection. Again, she would have got Fantastic Four and Speed Racer and a lot of the Hanna-Barbera stuff, Golden Girls and all of those. But it will be Thing for her, because that was her favorite character for Fantastic Four. For me, it would have to be probably the Invisible Man Chase.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Because that
one.
Right. That was like, and when we all know, fans, watching this, is when you go on a hunt, there's always that unicorn or that one thing that you're chasing that you can't find, whether it be a comment or even a chase. You see grails all of the time, and I told this to a lot of younger pop collectors, and I don't mean necessarily by age, but as far as this experience, is you can't get every pop. It's impossible. Only collect what you love.
Trust me, it's impossible.
Right.
Did you want to say anything about your radio show that you have and kind of it's definitely I want to thank you again for having me on there, a couple weeks ago. That was really, really fun.
Oh yeah, it was. I'm glad you had a good time. Yes, my radio show, as I mentioned, I'm a professional broadcaster of going on 9 years, is Under the Mat Radio. That is Under the Mat Radio. You can go and follow us on YouTube. You can follow us on Facebook, on our like page and group page. We air weekly. Our times do change due to my schedule, as well as my shoot job, which personally is the actual job. So even Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, we tend to air live on talkshoe.com. Our archive episodes you can be found on gosh, you got Podbean. You can find us on Blog Talk Radio. Of course, you can find a lot of old episodes here on YouTube. Our Twitter handle is tech_UTMR. So we cover professional wrestling, mixed martial arts, boxing, pop culture, as far as pop figures, movies, TV. We had a lot of comedians on our show, a lot of local wrestlers, regional wrestlers, even local talents. So the foundation of our show isn't just pro wrestling, though we talk mainly about pro wrestling. It's just about living a life, as you say, in the pop culture, be considered a geek or a nerd or whatever you want to call it. We talk about those fun things. We also do talk about real life issues as well in the community, since I am born and raised and live in Baltimore City and what have you. So definitely great Paul's been on our show. I've had a couple other friends that's been on our show that are pop collectors. We've had WWE champions, WWE Hall of Famers, if you're into wrestling, AEW, TNA, or what you call Impact, Ring of Honor, people that wrestle for New Japan. We've had boxing legends, Larry Holmes, on our show. We've had comedians on our show that we interviewed, Bill Bellamy. We've had Marlon Wayans, we've interviewed Ari Spears. So just to name a few. Brian Volkweis, this was on our show last night, who does the toys that made us on Netflix, the movies that made us, the holidays that made us, work with Kevin Hart. He's done so many things. So great show. Please check it out. We definitely have something for everybody. And Paul, it's been an honor to be virtually invited in the kingdom of the king to sit at the table,
I appreciate
so
that.
to say.
Hey, I love connecting with each other and just collect. There's something about collecting that we love what, pop culture and just it creates that bridge to connect with other people, on a really genuine level. And that's just really cool. And if you want to send me any of the links and stuff for I can make sure I have any links and info. And I'll put it in the description to this video. For your Under the Mat radio show, and so people can find you and your different social media handles, whatever you want to send me, I'll put it in the description.
Like I said, pop collecting is great. Anybody that wants to get into pops, just do it out of the love. It's just not about you. Of course, you look at Paul being the king of 5,300. It's like, oh my gosh, there's so many. It took him time. It took him patience to get to where he's at. Paul is a good guy. He's a great father. He has the Princess S. He has Mrs. S. All in his kingdom. He's a responsible man, and something he does is a joy and a love, such as myself. Look at my collection. We collect all of the love. We didn't start out with 1,000 or me with 1,400 and Paul 5,300. It's not about the number, so say we're just blessed to have it. If you have only 10, if you have only 20, 50, 300,
Right.
That's your collection. Collect what you love. Can't get them all. You can try to catch them all. Don't go broke on it. Please be responsible. Pay your bills. Paul, I'm sure you did. I went through droughts where I went through 5-6 months where I haven't bought a pop.
Sure.
I just traded. I went through months where I didn't even trade or buy. Just life happens. We're all adults. We got responsibilities. But it's always good. It's just, so many people say, I ain't gonna collect no more. Then you get back. But it's definitely something that helps you. It's helped me personally in my life, going through the loss of my mom and just other things of collecting and just meeting so many people. Some of the best people in my life I've known for years, and even in recent years, some of the few newer friends that I have is from collecting pops, such as Paul. I mentioned Cali Chicken and my buddy Mafia, that we call and the voice. I give everybody nicknames because I want to say that personal. There's a lot of people I want to be private, but you know who you are. In that, MACC and Brian and a whole bunch of people that really we help each other out, do personal things, and just do props. People it's helped save their lives. Shout out to $7 a pop, right up the street from my house, Lee. Shout out to Swab, Jason Sabota, a good friend of mine. He's OG. He's in a Pop documentary, Making Fun. He was there from day zero.
Right.
Slob was. So just to let you guys know, you can look at what all you guys collect. It's a hobby. We love it. We bless Paul. We make money off of it. We made friends. You know, if you're not into Pops, it's cool. Collect whatever you want. And even if you don't collect, but it's a way to stay safe and to keep sane in the times that we're living in now with COVID and life and politics and everything else.
There's kind of a unifying
It is.
a unifying piece to it, like if you're both fans of something, of whatever fandom, it doesn't really matter what your politics could be, you can still connect about Star Wars or X-Men or Marvel, DC. We have some common ground, and I think Pops are a bridge to that. They give us common ground, which is good, which is really good. So
Lovely. So
yeah.
So one day we all trying to be like Paul.
Yeah. Hey, I've had a lot of people message and say, I'm going after the record, I'm coming after it. I'm like, go for it. I mean, I don't want to stop anyone from going after it. Now, that doesn't mean I won't come right back and take it back. But, if someone wants to come after it, go for it. Go for it.
I'm good where I'm at. I'm good at where I'm at. I'm definitely blessed. I would not be here if it wasn't for help and me learning throughout the way. Mm-hmm. We all make mistakes, and we all got scammed or got a bootleg or a fake. So yeah. I'm happy where I'm at. But if I ever get the chance to almost clown Everest, I'm gonna let you know. But I got a long way to go. It is not a goal.
If you get close, you should definitely go for it, and I'd be happy to help you do
it. There's not a goal of mine right now, but I'm blessed that
yeah,
we definitely could be one of the great collectors. And I thank you, Paul T, for being on your show. You're doing a great job at your channel. Do a great job interviewing, asking questions. Shout out to Jen. I keep forgetting Beard. Jen and the Beard. That's what we're going to call them. Jen and Beard. Yeah. Shout out to them guys. The guys are awesome. Yeah. Other great collectors too. So keep it a great Paul on your show and supporting yourself and the S Kingdom.
Thank you, man.
And Funko and Guinness and everything else that you sport.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Thank you. Yeah, and thank you for taking the time, and again through the walkthrough of your awesome collection and being on this second episode of the Collector Convo series. So as I mentioned in the first video, towards the end of it, I have to have the YouTube spiel at the end of this. So if you like this video, make sure you click the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, The Pop Enthusiast, and we'll have a lot more collector conversations just like this. And in addition to other pop culture content and unboxings and all sorts of cool stuff. So make sure you check out Evan's radio show, Under the Mat Radio, and make sure you subscribe, and let's just continue to have fun. So thank you again, Evan. I appreciate your time.
No problem. It's been an honor. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, Paul. Thank you to all the viewers and the S Kingdom. I hope you have a good night.